The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge presents an international homeschool program that offers African heritage, biology, astronomy, language arts, yoga, and much more. Our classes are created with the young ones in mind, and we cater to youths from kindergarten to high school. Children love our colorful and very animated lessons, while parents recommend it to friends and family. Contact us for a free preview and see for yourself why investing in the International Homeschool Program will be of great benefit to you and your young ones. Bless you. Oh, yes, blessed love. You don't know. Glorify Kanamawe Haile Selassie the first. Of course, you know you're in the tiger's nest. We're talking about the YouTube version thereof. And of course, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. Very good reminder of the International Homeschool Program. Of course, you know we are offering so much on the homeschool program specifically. And, you know, this is the time of summer. Many young ones are on their summer vacation break and such, and I know there's some parents that are, you know, contemplating, the educational process. What can we do to make sure that they stay occupied during this time? Some people trying to send their children to summer camp and summer school and summer this and summer that. Well, I can give you some of something that you would love for sure. The International Homeschool Program will definitely fill the gap, as you know, and they can stay home for sure and continue to grow in knowledge. Remember, we offer astronomy. I don't know where else you're going to get that for your preschooler, your second grader, your third grader, your child in high school. I mean, real astronomy now, not twinkle, twinkle, little star, real astronomy. They get it from us. And of course, Afrocentric history and heritage. We also offer biology. Let me get into this one now, real biology, eh? Okay, not just the neck bone connected to the hip bone and the hip bone connected to whichever bone, real biology. And of course, as you can see in front of you, we also offer language arts and yoga and many other subject areas to, you know, enlighten the young ones. And let me repeat, family, you can get a free preview, absolutely free. When you contact me and you say, listen, priest, I would like to get a free preview of the biology class. Hey, listen, I've always liked astronomy. I want my young ones to get into astronomy. Can you send me a free preview of the astronomy class? And you can make it a date. Sit down and watch it with the young ones. And trust me, they will be impressed. They will be delighted. And when you enroll them, you yourself will be very happy. You will see the benefits, you know, as it relates to the young ones and how they adapt to astronomy and the love and appreciation for the Afrocentricity, biology, and all the good stuff. So you know what to do. Just email me, Priest Isaac at gmail.com. And of course, you know, you can contact us, call us, WhatsApp us, or visit the website, priestisaacinstitute.com. And remember, all you have to do is request a free preview, and it's there. And let me just give you a quick correction before I got into this subject area. I have been speaking of the investment lecture, which is, you know, slated for Thursday, but I've been saying Thursday the 13th. In fact, the flyer had Thursday the 13th, but I had to make a little correction on this beautiful work that was done by the Honorable Prince Alamase. So it is Thursday the 14th of July 2022. Yes. Investment Lecture 2022, Rastafari Experience Antigua. And of course, we're talking about Megalith Investment Group. Make sure you're there. And this is, you know, for all of those who are seriously interested in investing and definitely capitalizing. And of course, I am happy to see that there are many that are interested in this whole process. And of course, remember, you know, financial slavery, economic slavery is a serious thing. It's just as serious as religious slavery and theological slavery. So this is the time, my family, if we are serious in investing. Investing is a very important aspect of life, and you can invest with a trustworthy company. You are investing in a product that has already proven itself lucrative. Family, I'm looking forward to your presence on Thursday. I'm not going to say too much about this now, and definitely you will get all the information you need to get. Okay, and of course, I've got to remind you of the Tiger's Nest this evening. This evening I'm going to go into the deeper version of the war going on in Ukraine. I know some people may be saying, wow, the priest is going to touch upon that. When you hear it tonight, you'll see where we're going. But anyway, I'm not going to linger too much on that. Let me just say, if you are not a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program, what do you get when you subscribe? You get the program. Okay. Yeah, but I can listen to that for free on radio. I know how often you listen to that. Boy, I missed the whole of last week. This is what I'm saying. For almost 20 cents, about 20 cents per program, Rasta, you can make sure you get each and every Tiger's Nest program emailed to you. You find it in your inbox after the program is done. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program, Radio Anu. And remember, we're on 7 p.m. tonight, every night, Monday to Thursday, international, talking about Eastern Caribbean time, Radio Anu, the Tiger's Nest. Okay, not the temple now, the nest. I'll be telling you about the temple in a moment. But I want to highlight our good brother, Prophet Corey Harris, and of course his team at Black Dominion. They are having a mighty sale. A what? A sale. What it is that these fellas sell? Well, number one, they're not fellas. We're talking about good brethren and sisters that are offering, garments, your sweaters, your shirts, printed, of course, with your African designs and your African mantra and your conscious prints in general. We're talking about Black Dominion, brother Corey Harris and the full family. You can definitely get your sweaters, you can get your sweatpants, you can get your mugs. Hey, you get the best shoes. These brothers have some wonderful design shoes, quality shoes. And I'm telling you, the quality of what brother Corey Harris has is the same as what is in the store. Plus what he has is well designed, but we are so economically enslaved, which has to do with our mental state of mind, that we'll still go to the Arab. We'll still go to the slave master straight up and buy their shoes for double the money, when brother Corey Harris of Black Dominion Shop have the same quality shoe with much better designs. I mean, come on, family, let's wake up. So the good brother is having a sale going into the Emperor's Earth Strong from the 23rd to the 26th day of July. Make sure you contact the good brother and the good family, and definitely 25% off of everything. So check it. Look, the website here. Don't just listen to the ad and say, yeah, it sounds good enough. BlackDominion.shop. How many of you are going to check it? Check it, man. Just type it in, BlackDominion.shop, and you'll see what is taking place. All right. Now, Sunday in the Tiger's Nest temple that was just passed, we had a wonderful lecture. That is what I'm going to give you a bit of that now. Of course, the lecture was dealing with archaeoastronomy and the Oriental world. All right. But this Sunday coming up, we're going to have a wonderful panel discussion. I'm hoping to have the whole Cushite television crew with me. I definitely expect Sister Neges Saba, Brother Wazir Heru. I myself, I will have co-hosting with me, Brother Saifa Selassie. And I have some other beautiful people I'm hoping to come in. We're going to be reasoning, panel discussion. This one is now. As I said, you have different type of Tigers Temple. There's a time when I'll be giving a lecture. There's a time I would have an interview with a guest. There are times when we have debates. We haven't had any debates yet. But this time we'll be having a panel discussion where we all will be speaking of the Bible from different perspectives. So this is something I think you want to be a part of. You don't know how to get into the Tigers Temple. Everything is just contacting us. All what I'm telling you, just contact us, email precise@institute@gmail.com. And of course, you know, if you're going to make your donation to the temple, the CashApp, the PayPal, whatever you may be purchasing, the CashApp, the PayPal, even if you're not purchase anything and you just, you know, come to a good understanding and say, yeah, man, this work is serious. Let me just donate something. The CashApp and the PayPal, all of that is in the description below this video. And of course, when you make your donation to the temple, you definitely have to let us know. All right. So Sunday in the temple, we were speaking again about archaeoastronomy and its connection to the Oriental world. You know, I put up a video, I think that was yesterday, giving you just a little bit of what we were speaking of leading up to that. The lecture was like about almost 2 hours long. So those of you who were not there, you can get a copy of this, you know that, right? Those of you who were not there, you can get a copy of the Tigers Temple presentation for yourself. Just contact us and you could definitely have it for yourself, so you can sit and watch it in its entirety. As you can see, you see how many things we offer, and we don't even begin to talk yet. You understand? And we encourage that. You know, we live in a society with enough youths, and so, man, youths looking for opportunities, can't find work, unemployment, XYZ. We counsel children. I'm talking about myself. Special classes, teach young ones with other people do how to become so-called entrepreneurs and how to make something out of nothing, just with an idea, how to start and go step by step until they reach where they want to reach. This is what it's all about, family. So I got enough things to offer, and as a people, that's what I'm saying, we talk a lot. Buy black, we got to buy black. Walk black and talk black. Buy which one? We buy black. We need to learn to support each other. Brother Corey Harris having a big say. All of us supposed to check blackdominion.shop. How many of us done save the website, so when this video done, we're going to click into blackdominion.shop? Exactly. As a African family, that is something that's seriously missing from us, that's for sure. And I'm telling you, if I'm a teacher, I ain't just gonna come and teach Bible. I'm not just gonna come and teach pyramids. I'm not just gonna come and teach stars when we are also economically enslaved. Yeah, I ain't got no economist degree. Yeah, but I got a head on my shoulder. But anyway, let's get into this reason here. And one of them is a king. Thank you. As far as our knowledge carriers, 3 of them are so-called gods, because saying they're gods again is somewhat not the right term. You kind of, and it doesn't have anything to do with the term God being a bad term. It just, whatever God really means, it may not really apply to the Neter. That's why ones will consider them as principles. When you say guardian, as much as we say God in us and the God principle, when we say God, we're talking about a supreme entity looking over everything. So in some ways, this is not how all of these different gods. So that's why people say, boy, them Egyptians have too much gods. But anyway, these are Neter, the 3 of them, and 1 human. So I am, from just using my meditation, that if twice a year he built his temple for the sun to light up these 3 and leave out Ptah, I am saying that he is symbolically telling us that he is the living incarnation of the god Ptah. Because what is interesting is that Ptah, Amun, and Raharakate in the form of Sokar actually make up a god, the Asar, Ptah, Asar, Sokar. That's 1 god, 3 male figures. But anyway, the depth is we can go deeper than that, but I don't want to go too far into that. As I said, the documentary we did, The Living Gods of Kemet, in reality, if you don't have that, something to have. Family, all of them things is important vibration. because the living gods of Kemet is three parts. Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, that's one. Samenkare, that's two. And of course, Ramesu, or Ramesses the second. So this is a serious hierophany. It's called hierophany. That's when astronomy meets architecture. It's a hierophany. So all the alignments that people talk about is called a hierophany. That's when astronomy meets architecture or living monuments like the stones on Green Castle Hill. Okay, brilliant. So you definitely get the idea of what we're saying here, that this is taking place on a specific time of the year, the 20th and the 23rd of October. I think the Honorable Empress Naya would have witnessed this live, if not this specific event here, but for sure would have walked in the corridors of Abu Simbel specifically. All right. Now, as I was saying, the Temple of Karnak now. Now we're getting there in our family. Just hold tight with that. The Temple of Karnak, which you would have known, was built over some successive kings. So they added and added and added, you know, over the decades, the centuries really. But of course, again, Ramesses II, Ramesu, is considered to be one of the individuals who would have added more so to the building of this temple here, the hyper-style area, the holiest of holies was said to be added by him, which one would say the hyper-style hall represents that of even the Solomon temple, for example, and the place where you have the Ark of the Covenant there. You see it here, and the sun now, but this now is more related to the equinox. And this is the Incarnate in the same ancient Kemet. All right, very good. Okay, family. All of that too was just to highlight, give a good understanding of the importance of archaeoastronomy. That first part there, I know we would have said, because I know some of the item is hardcore followers or keeper uppers, you know, keep up with what we just be saying. That's true, eh? I know that for sure. So I know we would have said a few new things in that preface there a moment ago, but in reality, that was just to kind of prepare you to bring back that appreciation for archaeoastronomy before we go into what I want to get into here in the Oriental world. Okay, so before we go into the archaeoastronomy now aspect of the Oriental world, let's just go into a bit of history and let's kind of place, you know, see where the connection with Africa is in the Oriental world. All right. So you're looking at some people here from South Central LA. No, you're looking at Black Chinese. He looked like oh my, he looked like a brother of mine, not a brother, Bridget, to be honest, that passed on not too long ago. Yeah, he looked just like the man there. Yeah. So these are pictures of Black Chinese in their modern time. These are pictures, not Kodak moments, not drawings. These are real people in real time. You know, as you can see, these are Chinese people. That's a Chinese woman. That's a Chinese woman. This is a Chinese woman. That's a Chinese woman over here. So you have three Black Chinese women, sisters, and two not Black sisters. I mean, it's obvious. You could see it there. Okay. Of the melanated time then. All right. So when you observe, this is not, we're just highlighting it, showing you that because you got to keep in mind, it's not the norm for us to think of Black Japanese, Black Chinese, Black Koreans, especially those. Of course, as I said earlier, in Cambodia and the Philippines, Philippine Islands and these places, you might find a stronger concentration of very darker people. You know, Sri Lanka, again, you'll find a stronger concentration. You usually find these people in the South, eh? You know, mystic in history in general, in the South, you find the darker people in general. And it's the same thing in China. Remember, China has, according to them, the most people on the planet, the most undocumented people too. They have a tribe in India from Africa, real Africans now, not dark Indians, African as African can get. And they are hardly molested by anybody. When I say molested, I mean not molested in like sexual molested, you know, but troubled, maybe that is a better term. In fact, they did a documentary about them. And, you know, these people, they're so far away from even technology and phone and all of these different things. And they're Africans, but they're living in India. So there are a lot of people that are off the radar. And China and Korea and these places here with their billions of people have a lot of dark people that are still amongst them. You go to Jordan, you go to Lebanon, a lot of black people, not dark Lebanese now, black African people. You find them in these different places, you know. So it's obvious that these type of Chinese would have somehow more than likely come off of these type of Chinese, you know, and that is why you see the connection again. We showed a connection, it was the previous class, with the Shai people, because we're going to get to that too. The Shai, which is the Olmec, and then still the Shai people of China. And of course, you see the Olmec that has that China look. She looks like an Olmec. She looks just like how the Olmecs would look, with that sort of Chinese outlook there, you know. So that's just reality there. And of course, you know, we would have gone into a lot of the history. This is a Chinese emperor, but we would have gone into a lot of the history of the ancient martial arts or martial arts, you know. And remember, when you say martial art and martial, we really, that's really kind of giving homage to the god Mars, you know, Mars, Martian, martial. Martians are coming, martial art, the god of war. So sometimes when we call these things karate, kung fu, and even tai chi, and so a martial art. I mean, just for conversation's sake, you know, I'm not going to stop the conversation because you say that, but it's good to know that. You understand what energy you're giving to the universe, not even to the universe, but to martial and the god Mars from the Roman outlook. All right, look at them people here. You have any question about this here? Them is ancient Chinese, man. You have any question? Ancient Chinese, these are not Ghanaians, Rasta. These are not Namibians. These are from the Oriental world. And Oriental is a term that means ancient too, you know. I think it means the first people, something of the sort, similar to when you're talking about primitive people. All right, fair enough. Good. Now, let me read something for you here. Give thanks for your presence and give thanks for all those who have taken the time to be with us this evening. All right, good. So as I said, we're going into now looking at the whole science of, as I mentioned, even the terracotta or clay. That's all it means, clay statues here. And I just want to, as I said, read something for you here that I think would help this discussion. Okay. Now, this is taken here. Please follow me and be patient. I'm not going to stay too long. This is taken here from, let me get this here. All right. This is taken here from astronomy presentation here by Professor Gulia. And it says here, the history of imperial China is classified according to dynasties starting from the 2nd millennium BC. A fundamental breakthrough in Chinese history occurs with the reign of the first emperor of Qin, who succeeded in unifying the country in 221 BC, okay, or BCE. His capital was Xinjiang, today in the Xi'an metropolitan area. Here's Xi'an. Xi'an is X-I-A-N, Xi'an. Remember, the Olmec people is a shy people. And we're not just doing this like we're guessing and putting names together. Remember, we have history which we show of Chinese crossing over the Atlantic Ocean into South America. You know, all of these naval movements have been recorded. And of course, these Chinese people would have been people from the first dynastic period, way before this. This is 221 BC. But I'm talking about dynastic period going into 2000 BC. So just tiger with me, with that. I like to say, bear with the tiger. I'm going to show you some of that in a moment. So it's saying now, Qin's name is really Qin, but the Qin's name is famous worldwide due to an astonishing archaeological discovery, the so-called Terracotta Army. You understand? And the picture you'd be seeing is him, and those are the Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is a collection of thousands of life-size terracotta statues of warriors. There are more than 8,000 soldiers, together with hundreds of chariots and horses, located in 3 huge underground pits. All right. And it says here, no doubt, more have to be discovered. The statues are life-size and made out choosing amongst several different possible faces, hairstyles, uniforms, and so on. Made out choosing, I don't understand that, but anyway, made out choosing among several different possible faces, hairstyle, uniforms, and so on. So they particularly look all different from each other. They were originally painted with bright colors, most of which have disappeared. The statues are set in rows ready for a battle, guarding the eastern flank of the emperor's mausoleum. Guarding the eastern flank of the emperor's mausoleum. Okay. Today, however, their weapons are no more in place. It is believed that most of them were looted already in ancient times. They are not only warriors' pits. Other excavations have revealed a rich and sometimes puzzling symbolic equipment of the emperor's afterlife. First of all, a pit containing 2 half-size bronze chariots with a probability representing the emperor's official procession. Further, a rectangular pit was found containing thousands of stone pieces, which, when assembled, revealed to form stone armors. Stone pieces. When they put together, they form stone armors. Yet another pit containing terracotta statues of acrobats and musicians. Okay, so basically, just giving you an idea of what was found, at least from that time, in the mausoleum located in Lingtong. Here, the mausoleum is located in Lingtong, not far from the ancient capital, I want you to follow this good. The tomb lies beneath a huge burial mound of rammed earth. The tomb, the mausoleum, the tomb it's in Ling Tong. You get that? So when you want to go and look for it, Ling Tong, you got to go and check for it. Good. And that's not too far from the ancient capital. And the tomb is buried beneath a huge burial mound, rammed earth, which constitute an unmistakable landmark denoted the funerary landscape of the emperor. The tomb is not excavated, but the Chinese historian Siman Quan describes it as a microcosm endowed with vaults representing the heavenly bodies of a miniature empire, including rivers made of mercury underground. All right, there's plenty of things that we say there now. Okay, good, fair enough. So, the Emperor of Qing, 200 or so BCE, would have set up these marvelous looking statues. And these were discovered in Lingtong. Three different compartments, thousands of human-sized statues made out of terracotta, which is a form of clay, and horses and chariots and other things under a burial mound. Now you have to keep in mind that there are many of these pyramids all over China. But let me just show you now, this here is the same mound at Lingtong. And I'm going to kind of speed it up just a bit. Don't worry, I'm not rushing it, but I'm just checking the time. But anyway, this is where you have the mound at Lingtong. And again, you can see that it's built in such a way where it is pointing perfectly north. So what we're showing here is that even in that ancient time and the building of these Chinese monuments, you also find that connection with astronomy, with that connection of the movements of the heavens. So this is why you see that that's an important aspect how the building was built. Remember that mound that is created above all of the statues I just showed you is built perfectly to align with the celestial North Pole. That's what we're showing you there. Now, what you are looking at there is a slab that can be found in a German museum at this point. And this is actually showing what could be considered the first, if not the first depiction of what is called the magnetic spool. The magnetic spool shows, it represents even the pivot of the heavens too, the magnetic spool. And you see there the emperor there, or the emperor of China on this slab, which again, you find it in Germany at the moment. But for sure, it took some time to figure out that is what it was. But I'm going to show you now on a mystic level, how is it that these individuals would rock. Now, it is right here. You may not see it here, but when you look at a bigger picture, you notice there's something like a spoon on a table here. So this now basically it is what it is. This is the magnetic spoon. And you find many of these in the ancient world, but it's considered that this is the first rendition of it. Now, if you notice, this spoon is very similar to the Big Dipper. This is the Big Dipper. Eh? I'm trying to show you how the ancient Chinese would depict themselves and how they connected themselves. Now, before we even go into the Big Dipper, let me just read something here for you so you can understand that although we're talking about Chinese as well, now that's a question, who we call Shang dynasty, and you have Li Shang or Shangli. Then you have, that is 1700 to 1050 BC. We're changing. He may not look like these people here, but for sure, he's a black man. This is the same from the chin area. I mean, we all on specific time, you know. So it looked like the cow jumping over the moon, real thing. Measure, which is the Big Dipper. If you look here on the and if you notice, it is here, and this is taken from one of the glyphs of the emperor of that time. This spoon, it looks like the Big Dipper, but look how the emperor of Qin would express himself. Watch it good. This is the Big Dipper, you know? See the stars here? And this is taken from one of the glyphs of the emperor of that time.